All right, we'll move on to item number 7, action to advertise the position of the welfare director. What is your wishes? How are we?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
All right, so just to be clear, this position will now be a full-time position?
I think that's probably the,
We'll move on to
I don't know why. Let's do it. Sorry about the computer trouble. I don't know what the problem is, but yes, I think that would be a full-time position. We're still gonna have to do the duty description and all that stuff. You know, I guess at this point, we're just talking about just authorizing advertising so that we can do that. So we have to,
Right.
what the next step would be just to come up with the duty description and then, that's part of the job listing, isn't it? Or a summary
Yeah.
thereof?
It
So,
would be when you advertise what?
Yeah.
So if you want to add that to your motion?
So it's going to be to advertise. My motion would be to go ahead and advertise for a full-time, for the position of a full-time welfare director for Codington County.
Okay.
So just for a little clarification now, this, we want a full-time welfare director. We have an assistant and we have ICAP over there. So we've created another growth in government.
We'll
looks
see
that
as we go along. We'll probably have an executive session at some point here. So, because it's directly about personnel, but
That's the way it is right now. This is just another growth in government.
well, I mean, if what we could do is, you know, we could just, the motion would be just to approve the advertise this position and then we, you know, go from there. I
So
mean,
just eliminate the
whether
full-time
it's a
part of
full-time
that.
or not. I mean,
Okay.
we need a welfare director. So, and then
but if we're going to advertise, we're going to need to know what that position is.
but
going to be.
we're gonna need that in the duty description anyway. So I don't think
But
there's.
full-time or not, Lee, you're advertising for a full-time and now you're saying maybe not a full-time?
Well, I think my personal opinion is I think we need a full-time, but if we need to debate that piece of it, then okay. But we still need to advertise for the position.
We need a full welfare director, there's no
Yes,
doubt about it.
yeah.
But if this is still part of the discussion, you never
Well,
called
we
for
got
discussion.
we got a motion, but we're trying to work on that, I guess, as to what does your motion want to be, I guess, and we can do a second and discussion.
Well, my motion, we're going to have to advertise anyway for a welfare director, regardless if it's full or part-time.
You don't need to include part-time, full-time
Right, so
in
the
your
way that this
motion.
is worded-
That will come after
worded.
further discussion and when you
Okay.
create the
Okay,
notice.
so my motion is just to go ahead and advertise for the
For
position of
welfare director. Okay, that's,
Either I
And-
or Myron seconded, I think.
I thought.
yeah, motion by Van Duzen, second by Gable, so.
Yeah, it was by Cable. Okay, now discussion.
The thing is that Natalie and Troy and I volunteered to interview, so we should sit down. I don't know when you have an opportunity and put together a job description and what that advertisement for a welfare director should look like when it comes out, you know.
What's,
For qualifications, is that what you're referring to?
Well, I think that
Myron?
qualifications and, yeah, in just the advertisement, opening it up, we don't need to get too detailed, you know, but,
Well, the people that are going to apply are going to want to know.
yeah, can I, Madam Chair?
Yes.
So I think this is kind of, you know, just whenever you have a turnover, it's kind of an opportunity to relook at how that office is put together, you know, the bits and pieces, how they function. So it's just an opportunity to do that. And I think we might want to take, just as we do this, just keep in mind, okay, now we have this ICAP contract there. How is that going to play into things? And then that will help us with, I think, flesh out the job description. So, you know, I think it's just an opportunity to step back and take a look at the big picture, not just this position. So, and it's like that with any time you have some turnover.
Isn't, just to refresh my memory, isn't the ICAP contract subject to change in 30 days?
No, I suppose if we wanted to mutually agree, we could, but the 30 days is the minimum notice if one side wants to cancel the contract. That's, as I recall, I think that's what that says. The other thing just a question about job descriptions. Do we approve job descriptions as a board? Is that, I
Yes.
think we do, okay, so that's an important, so that'll be the next milestone.
What's unique about this situation is that we're going into this study that we're having done, but we have this position that we have to fill. So I think we give it the best shot that we can.
Yep.
You know, and because it'll probably change eventually, but okay.
All right. Any other discussion? So we're just going to advertise for the position. Some of those other things will get worked out when we get the duties decided upon, and then we'll come back to the board for final approval. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Steve, action to approve an online campground reservation system.
Okay, I should have made this a little bit easier and emailed you this all first. And that's,
Yeah.
there are two,
Oh, we each get two?
yep,
Okay.
there's an email, there's,
Each one gets two.
yeah, there's two emails that was sent on.
I got the
Sorry.
bottom one.
Can
Okay.
you match them up?
Well,
Here
I
you go.
think you got the bottom one there.
Oh,
So you need the top one and I need the bottom.
There we go.
Okay, they're different,
Would have been a lot easier just me forwarding all this to you guys.
the matching set.
Well, back, how long has it been now, Charlie? About 2 weeks ago?
Yep.
Charlie, Carol, Mahoney, myself, and Scott Wall had all met. The Walls had gone through this summer and fall on about a half a dozen or so online reservation sites. And one of the things that they were trying to do is they liked the grid of way it is in the office, with a few other minor changes. So that's what they were trying to compare to, because that's what they were familiar with. So through all their, they had gone through places, they gave demos on each site. And through all of it, they had picked a camp spot for an online reservation site. Currently, right now, there's no cost for the sign up for this program. If we get this up and running before the end of December, they will come and do a free campsite shoot next spring for each campsite, so that can go online. So there can be a picture of each site. So, and basically the online booking fee is $2 per online booking fee. Currently, right now, it's a $5 online booking fee of the place that we have now. Plus, there's a yearly annual for a program of Camp Master that we have, which is a $100 annual fee. There is no fees involved for user fees or map fees or any additional costs. They think they're really trying to promote to get this for us to go. There is a couple other campgrounds in here locally and in eastern South Dakota that are kind of going to piggyback what we kind of decide. I guess my proposal would be is to go with Camp Spot. There's no fee for them to take the grid that we have already now reservations. They will put that all on their grid for no cost. So it's almost like it's kind of like too good to be true in a sense, but with the one email, he had to correspond with them. Is there any cost? And they says simply no sign up fee, no build out fee, no monthly or annual fees either. So.
And the fee is reduced to $2.
Yep, reduced to $2 instead of $5 at the current cost online.
And that money goes to them.
That money gets translocated. Yeah, we've always had it that it always goes for the camper that pays for those fees. So it's no additional cost for the county.
So our additional cost of reservation fees is other than electricity and maintaining the computer is zero.
Right.
So can you go back on the $2 online booking?
$2 online booking fee. Right now, it's a $2 online, so every time that they book, if somebody call online and books for reservation for the weekend, it's a Currently, it's $5 booking fee. Here, it's only a $2
Do we
booking fee.
charge, do we just pay that? or-
No, that gets
Customer pays that. Camper
local,
pays
yeah,
it.
that,
So-
that gets to the camper.
So,
Yep.
okay, so does, I guess, the question I have about that is, do we want them to book online? Do we like it?
Well, it's an encouragement, like I said, this past year, the increase on online booking was really quite up, and it saves a lot. One of the things that'll probably will come back is there is no booking fee for call-in. State has a booking fee for when they call in, there's an additional fee.
It's more work.
Because it's more work.
So why do we charge when it's less work? So why don't?
I don't know, nothing ever was put across for anything of call-in, and I think that's why the state did that, is because at first they didn't have it, and they had so much call-in, and that takes a lot of time.
Well,
And when they went to booking for the charge fee for call-in, there was an additional fee, and it basically, a lot of people started doing more online.
I'm just wondering, would we want to do something similar, like waive, if there's a way to absorb the $2 one, and then, if we want to encourage, more efficiency, and it
Right.
makes more sense.
And
to charge
that's
for
up to
calling.
us if we want to charge an extra.
That's what I'm
That,
asking.
yeah, that's up to the board. I mean, I'll come back with propositions
Okay,
and,
All right.
In the
on that
grand
for
scheme
future.
of things, how many people do call-ins? Is it more just local probably?
yeah, it's probably more local. There is a certain percentage that's older. I think I gave the one report, so we had of how much percentage. It seems to me when the Walls told me there's like 67% call in compared to online. And I know the state said when they charged that extra cost, it reversed itself. You're always going to have the certain percentage that's always going to call in. They feel more comfortable calling in, and because they're worried if something happens in the computer system. One of the things that they can do with this is they can set it up so like a week or two out, that an email gets sent to them that they have, there's a campsite that they have at the Memorial Park at the certain dates and stuff like that. They do get a lot of calls from people making sure that their site is reserved. This will hopefully alleviate it. They can also put it in text also. So there'll be a notification saying that they have a campsite booked.
Well, I'll move to approve. We go ahead with this camp spot
Second.
project.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Johnson, second by Gable. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, that
Thank
motion
you.
carries.
Steve?
So yeah, it was just the online, but it didn't have the percent, but the difference.
Looks like they've been around since 2015 they have offices in Denver, Chicago, Grand Rapids.
Yep.
So,
I actually went and looked at some of their sites. I mean, it doesn't really, but what it does, there's a lot of cities and municipals that they actually are connected with for their campsites and stuff like that through this program. So,
They're looking for more business, and
Yep.
we just happen to be on the start of their new business list.
yep.
Well, sounds like it would be good to have the campsites and take pictures, and so visually people can see what they are booking. All right, so we'll move on then to item number 9, action to accept a cost estimate to complete a fob system on the courthouse second and third floors.
I come in here and I know the bottom 2 floors, first and base and the ground floor had the fob system that was put in when the Justice Center was. And to my understanding, everything was to be projected to finish the courthouse for the second and third floor. And so in that, I had them, they came back in May and so they had and went through stuff. And he pretty well had a list of all the places that was originally to be extended on. We did add, one other thing was the attic door, just because, so that way nobody would extra access up into that attic and stuff. So with that proposition is that, I asked if everything was good yet, being it was estimated way back in May, and he said, yes, it would be. And the amount would be $22,411.44, or 46, excuse me.
Is this budgeted or is this part of the building
No,
renewal or? Where's the money coming from?
It's going to be coming out of the building fund. There's money in the building fund. It was projected actually to turn around an additional onto the parking lot is what it was projected for. But of course, that's going to be probably a few years down the road.
Is the courts, is this from?
This-
From Safe and Secure, did the court system ask for this, or was this, I'm trying to remember, I know.
I don't know what was prior to what was going on when all the rest of the court system was done.
Well, because I know we've been through, I know we've done some fobbing based on the UJS requests in the past. I just wonder if maybe we want to make sure, so they've looked at Safe and Secure has looked at the existing fob system that's there.
Yep.
So what's on the judge's offices? Is that a non-safe and secure?
Well, basically the judge's office is just a key
Well, they have,
up in second floor.
okay. They still have to buzz people in.
Yep, they have to buzz people in.
Okay, that's a
Yep.
separate system.
That's a separate system.
Okay.
Yep. And there's cameras for that, for them to see who's there at the door.
And they
for
want to
buzzing
keep
in.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is to be kept.
It's just,
This is just so,
So this is on top of
this
that,
is,
okay.
yeah, this is to alleviate all the keys, excess keys, basically. And then each person will be assigned a certain fob for a certain door that
Okay,
they can't have access
And so
to.
then we'll still have the centralized where you and Cindy can still.
Right.
Do up,
Yep.
program the fobs. and
Program
things.
the fob system.
And so the money to do this is coming out of what was originally programmed for the
Yep,
parking
was
lot.
a parking lot, yes.
Okay.
When would this purchase be completed? Would it be in this
They
year's
figured
budget,
they'd have
next
it,
year?
work on it, have it this year done.
So it would
Yep.
fall into this year's budget, not next year's.
We pay
We
bills on the
pay bill bills
15th
on the 15th.
of December. We have to have the
Yep.
bill prior to that, the week
Okay.
before. And the project has to be complete before we can pay it.
Okay.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve this then.
Second.
a motion by Gable, second by Waterman. Any further discussion?
Can they get it? They say they can get it done.
They said they can get it done,
Okay.
and I'll get a hold of them if it gets approved to get it
This year?
done this year.
Okay.
By the 15th.
By the 15th, did you say, Cindy?
Bills need to be in a week from tomorrow.
And then,
Well, I guess if they're not able to do it, then
Then,
Yeah,
It's
then
wrapped.
we'll have to,
yep,
let's do it next year.
we'll have to do it next year.
So now the fob will work on the door over here again, or sometime.
which one?
So the fob will work on this door.
Fob works on this one now. We got that straightened out here a while
I used
back,
mine
yeah.
today.
It was a wire connection going on.
So
All right.
I'm just curious, are we still in discussion here on this?
Yep.
I'm just curious about what that $22,000, how many doors are we gonna get for that and what, because.
What do we have here?
Seems like a lot.
9, 10, 11, 12.
12 doors?
Yep.
Okay.
That's, they're not cheap.
It's not cheap.
These aren't cheap,
But can I make a comment?
Yep, go
If
ahead,
we can
Cindy.
get rid of that old key system, you don't know how unbelievably
Yeah.
complicated it is to keep track of who's got what key. If I can go into a system and look and see whose fob is programmed to open what door, it's going to simplify things. We aren't going
Yeah,
to
and
need
it's-
to worry about
Yeah, you don't have to
And
worry
that's-
about.
losing
that's-
keys.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
That is the key
Breaking
thing.
keys.
Somebody can go take
Yeah.
their key and make a copy and you don't know who.
And if
might
we have
have-
if we have an employee that leaves the county or whatever, then we
we
can
can-
just,
We can, yep,
We
Just
can
take the
delete
key
that
fob
fob.
out and-
you know, if
Yes,
somebody loses a fob, you can deactivate the fob.
exactly.
So,
It's so
yeah,
much more secure
Yeah.
than old fashioned keys.
Would
So-
CARES money pay for this?
No.
Sorry. Sorry.
We are going to spend our 1.85 million by the end of this year with payroll for
we'll
law
talk about that
enforcement.
next.
Yeah, law enforcement and, yeah.
Just asking.
The other thing I would add, assuming we don't switch systems completely, again, if we can stick with this one, I think we found, something when we did the courtroom upgrade, when we upgraded some of the fobs along with that. I think that seems like a more long-term system, as far as I can tell. And so in theory, the upgrades that we do shouldn't be as expensive
right,
if you're sticking with this system.
right, exactly.
All right. Any other discussion? Are we ready to vote? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries.
Okay, I'll get a hold of them and get the action going.
Thank you,
Sweet.
Steve.
Perfect. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, this was a project that's been hanging in the wind for a while, so. Okay, item number 10, discussion, action to approve an employee payroll supplement package with CARES Act funds.
Madam Chair, if I could ask a
Yes.
question on this. So I think the proper wording of the motion would be something like, action to approve an employee COVID hazard package, but it wouldn't say with CARES Act funds. Is that correct? I mean, and would that be, is this something, I mean, with this,
It would be with budgeted funds from 2020. We have received 1.4 million
Yeah.
in CARES Act funding, which goes into our various funds.
but for
It's-
this thing, that wouldn't actually be, just so we're clear, it wouldn't actually be,
Correct,
yeah, it wouldn't actually be the CARES funds.
correct,
But-
because we have already budgeted funds in place, yes.
Yeah.
This is a one-time deal, right?
And it's,
That's what we decided, right?
Yeah.
and so it's similar, what I'm saying, it's similar to what the school district did, where you have employees that still need to be going to work face to face with people. So the school district did a similar thing. They had.
Hughes County just
Yeah.
did something
so-
similar
so
also.
that- Yeah,
I think
So
so.
we have,
State is also doing that with healthcare workers, I
Yeah.
believe, right?
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
state, so.
so this is not, the money itself for this is not the CARES Act money. However, the CARES Act money does, enable us to do some of this.
Yeah.
Yes.
It offset
Yeah.
them budgets.
Yeah.
so.
Okay, I just want to be clear on that point.
I'll second that motion.
Well,
Did you make a motion?
why don't I do that?
Okay. I thought you already made it. I'm sorry, I thought you already made it.
So I'll make a motion to, and we probably need to say what the amounts are as part of that. So the motion.
And which employees are eligible.
Okay, so, so the motion is to approve an employee COVID hazard supplement in the amount of $650 for full-time employees, one-time, and $325 for part-time employees.
Regular, right? Regular,
Part-time employees, or I guess maybe the better way to say it for the part-time employees could, since some, they vary in their amount of days, is it, and we're only talking a few, would it be hard for you to prorate that 650
No,
based on,
no. So you're talking part-time employees who currently receive benefits.
correct.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
so it'd be just so.
And it'll be prorated by the
the.
number of hours they
yeah,
work.
as-
Okay.
yeah, so-
350 for them.
Well, no, it'd be
650.
prorated, not
It'll
necessarily.
be prorated off of the
Yeah, so we just say
650
650.
for how many
650
hours.
full-time, then prorate.
Some are
prorated.
80%, some are 50%,
Yeah, so that would be
Um,
fair, yeah.
something like
And
that.
it's
So yeah,
only a few there, those,
three.
yeah, it's only three employees, so
employees.
it's not gonna be hard to
We have
do
3 employees who are part-time, regular with benefits.
with,
Okay.
and the sources with 2020 budgeted funds.
Mhm.
Okay.
Would you
Is
read that motion back to me? There was a lot of talking going on here, and I don't know what's. going-
Do you want to say it again?
It's motion by Gable to provide $650 for full-time employees. And part-time employees who currently receive benefits will receive a prorated share of that $650 with budgeted funds in 2020.
Anyway,
Second.
And we don't need to put, do we need to put, the hazardous duty, I'm a little bit, back offish on that, hazardous duty pay for, and that's the veteran coming out of me. I mean, you didn't have to dodge any bullets, you know?
Oh, yeah, we did. We dodged quite a few bullets.
Well.
Any one of my employees could have come down with the thousands of people that came through here.
Yeah, but, and I understand, and I'm not gonna lay awake and worry about how it's worded. It's just that it's my own personal opinion, just
Well, when we
Yeah,
vote, you can vote
growing up with
how.
hazardous duty pay in the military, that's,
I meant for that wording to be included in my motion. And
Yes.
if Commissioner Johnson would like to make a substitute motion, he's welcome to do that. So, I mean, if that's what you'd like to do, then.
well, do we have to have it in there? I don't know. I don't know.
I think
I
the
think- I
rest,
think
some of
it's-
us are okay with it, but if you're not
Yeah.
okay with it, I guess you have to make a substitute and see where it goes.
I think it's, I mean, that's why we're doing this. So just to be upfront with people, that's why we're doing it.
That's fine with me then. That's all right. Sounds
All
like
right.
most of you are okay with it, so.
We have a motion and a second. Are we ready to vote or more discussion?
Ready to vote?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carries. Okay, discussion possible action to adopt a resolution to ban open burning. I had talked to Jamie this morning. I think things look favorable. I don't know if you're able to put those maps
Oh,
up.
sorry,
I
let
don't
me
think
see.
we have a need. He would support us not
Let me-
enacting it for this
I
week
can-
again.
If you'd like, I can do that. Let me see if I can do that.
The fire indexes look to be less chances for the next few days. So we have, with the climate changes and cooler weather,
Give me a second here. Oop.
It's supposed to be 40 plus degrees this week on December 3rd, so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
yeah, it's just with the daytime, not as getting as warm or whatever that.
So
That
that,
makes a
so
difference.
what do we, I think what we're looking at here, so this is, there were just this one map, is that correct?
That, there was two.
Or maybe it's a
um,
separate, I'm not seeing it. Maybe, was it a separate attachment?
Yeah, well, I sent two of them.
Or maybe then, anyway, that's what I,
Well, anyway, we're looking good
okay, so,
this-
yeah, blue is
across
mine.
the state. 12/2/2020, the whole state is blue then because of, with the weather changing and the daytime highs, not penetrating as much or whatever, so.
So, yeah, and that's just so people know what we're looking at. This is the fire danger that Jamie takes a look at as we relook this every week about the whether or not to put in a burn ban.
So it's looking good. So we shouldn't need to do anything. It says only an area from Codington County to Hanson, McCook counties were near to above average for moisture this month. So day length is about 9 hours right now. Very little solar heating is impacting the fuels other than the horizontal grass fuel fire is needing to expend a large amount of energy to bring the fuels to the point of combustion. So that is, any fire should be of a short duration, will primarily be driven by wind. So don't anticipate any fire concerns this week. So, all right, we will move on then for item number 12, action to approve claims for payment.
Nothing for today.
How about 13, action, possible discussion on COVID-19 practices, procedures, policy? Nothing.
I don't think so.
Item number 14, action to approve automatic budget supplements.
I have nothing for 14, 15, or 16.
Oh, wow.
Good.
All right,
Golly.
public notices, possible quorum of commissioners could be in
I don't
attendance
think
at
There's a GOP thing next, is that tomorrow? That's,
next week. My
What's that next
executive
week?
board meeting is next week.
yeah, but there's a Republican.
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
June.
yeah, it is tomorrow,
Yeah, so that's.
tomorrow at noon.
that's
So there could
great
be a
idea.
quorum maybe there. All right, 18, any old business? And 19, any new business?
Can I, on the old, sorry, Madam Chair, on the old business, do you want to just update on the, so the meetings are taking place between McGrath Consulting for the compensation study and the department head. So that's ongoing, starting yesterday and today. So I think they're trying to do it in these 2 days. So just so people are aware of what's going on with that. And again,
Zoom
that's,
meetings, yep.
yeah, so it's done by Zoom. So it's a data gathering thing so that
Mm-hmm.
McGrath understands the duties and also explains what other information they need from the departments and the employees to make a good, to give us a good report.
And I might add Natalie has really been putting in the time with this, so thank you for that. A lot of meetings right now trying to get all of this information gathered, so. Very good. How about 19, any new business?
Just one thing real quick. On the, if people recall what House Bill 1099 was last year, that was we started in this county, but it was a proposal to give counties more flexibility to save money for the voters by giving us access to a half penny sales tax when we have to build something. So this would be as opposed to asking people, can we raise your property taxes? Instead, we'd have to ask people, can we do a half penny sales tax? And there's a lot of benefits to that in certain counties, when you have to build a thing. As you know, we had the discussion about the jail in the past. So I did not do a resolution this year, but I have been receiving, hearing about interest from different parties. And so we're going to be talking about, that's something that's going to be in discussion with the County Commissioners Association. I know the Sheriff's Association and the State Sheriff's Association likes the idea still. So I think they're starting to write legislators and things. So just so people are aware of that.
And we did pass the resolution 2020-2 at our Commissioners Convention this fall, which kind of entails, we have
It's a
that
more
resolution
blanket
in
idea.
place.
Yeah, the concept of sales tax.
Yeah. So that, Lee will be bringing that to the executive board next week. How about 20? Anything for the open? Do we have a need for executive session?
I think a quick one maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Under
Be personnel.
personnel. All right, I would look for a motion then to go into executive session.
So
Will we
moved.
have anything when
I
would it
don't
come
think
out?
so.
Okay. All right, do we have a motion by Van Duzen? Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, second by Gable. All in favor, say aye.
I
Yeah, sorry about the audio trouble. I don't know